just scan our ID card, and then we're asked to provide another QR code. We already actually get the QR code before we get off the train, but that doesn't count, so we have to get it again. Now we are here waiting for the bus, I assume. Yeah, we can't get out of the train station right away. They have very strict procedures over here, as you can see. Yeah, once again, we are at Lhasa station. We just took the sleeper train from Xining to Lhasa. By the way, Lhasa is the capital of Tibet. And yeah, we are just waiting, trying to get out of this train station, you know. Been waiting for 15 minutes now. It's out there, it's super hot. We are forced to wear a mask. And also you need to remember here, the altitude is 4,000 meters, you know, above sea levels. I'm fine, but I'm not sure if my grandpa can handle that. And we were forced to stay here waiting. Alright guys, right now we can go. It's actually pretty dangerous, you know. A ton of people gathering at this place, and they all of a sudden they just open the gate. So we are just gonna walking to another place. I assume they never told us where we are supposed to go. So as you can see here, that's some shitty policy, you know. I completely disagree, but here's China, it is what it is, you know, we just follow the flow. Let's just enjoy the trip. Forget all the negativity, shall we? I'm gonna get a taxi right now. We have already booked our hotel. It's next to the Potala Palace. If you don't know Potala Palace, it's probably the most famous attraction site here. It's the palace for Dalai Lama. Okay guys, it's not I want to complain, but this taxi situation is completely fucked up over here. You can't get a regular taxi, although they are all from a official taxi company, but they are not gonna calculate how much you pay based on how far you go. Basically they ask you where are you about to go, and then they will just give you a price. Yeah. Just get off the taxi, so it's gonna take us several hundred meters to get to our hotel since the taxi is not allowed to park next to the hotel, but that's fine. First impression about Lhasa, I think, is that you can notice there are a lot of Tibetan characters on all the street signs, and right now it's almost 8 p.m. but the sun is still super strong. I think we found our hotel. Should be right over here. It's fairly close to the city center. My dad is doing the check-in process. Everything is identical. You can still see those like propaganda slogan here. Hey, what's up? Good morning guys, just woke up and it's our first day in Lhasa. Unfortunately we won't be staying here for very long because it's really difficult to get ticket back to Shanghai nowadays since you know it's the summer holiday, and you know currently the COVID cases in Nanjing also is quite concerning, because during the mid-August I'm planning to leave, so if somebody here got COVID then nobody can leave this place. So I have to go back to Shanghai. There are a lot of paperwork to be done. So we booked the ticket to go back to Shanghai tomorrow. So actually it's our first day in Lhasa, but it's also gonna be our last day. That's fine, I still got chances. We're going to the palace right now, so it will open at 10:20. And I was actually trying to fly my drone, but unfortunately a very important person happened to be in Lhasa, so no drone can be flown in Lhasa. Alright guys, right now we are actually at the Potala Palace Square. It's not officially counted inside the Potala Palace because we haven't got the ticket yet, so right. This is an open space in front of the Potala Palace. It's right over there where Dalai Lama used to live. And yeah, it's pretty nice open space, you know. A lot of people here are taking photos. We got a bunch of banners and leaders photos because some important guy are here just like probably 2 days ago, you know. So yeah, now I'm standing at the place where he used to stand 2 days ago. Pretty amazing. Just took a brief walk around the Potala Palace. I think there are mainly two types of people here. The first type are just like me, you know, tourists. We're not into any religion, so just come here, take a bunch of photos. And the second group is the local over here, some Buddhists, some Lama. They really believe in Buddhism, so we actually walk around this Potala Palace clockwise. I think there's some meaning behind this. So when you walk for several times, it's like you pay your respect and you complete some praying procedure. I'm not very familiar with Buddhism, especially Tibetan Buddhism, to be honest. Alright guys, just got our ticket. It took us actually 2 hours guys, and there's some little arguments. I'll tell you guys what happened. We just passed the security again. Here's the Potala Palace. Our tour guide encountered some trouble, so we have 10 people total, but he only managed to get 7 tickets. 3 guests got left behind. They are very upset. Won't let the tour guide to come with us. So the tour guide let us to go to the front deck first and then wait him until he sorted out all the issues. So they had a pretty dramatic fight. That's pretty horrible, but I guess it is what it is because, you know, especially during this summer holiday, a lot of people want to get inside this Potala Palace. And also there were important guests, like I mentioned, coming here to Tibet several days ago. So for the last 2 days, the Potala Palace was actually closed. So everyone cannot go to Potala Palace for the past 2 days. So they have to move their schedule back to today. So today is actually the day they just opened, which aggravate the whole situation. We just passed in the first gate. Right behind me is the Potala Palace. So 6 of us are here. We're still waiting for our tour guide. I just called our tour guide. He actually tells us to quickly get into the second gate because our ticket says we need to enter the second gate at 12:20. We just went into a treasure place. So they stored a bunch of treasure, but we don't get a chance to take our time to really actually see those stuff because we are really in rush, you know. The tour guide definitely didn't plan everything out, so it's kind of bad for us. Alright guys, right now we are still waiting to get inside the second gate. I think we've been waiting for more than 20 minutes now. The sun is super strong. We got a lot of people here today because yesterday and the day before yesterday, Potala Palace was closed because of someone visiting here. But what can you do, right? But the good thing is that my grandpa, he is able to get inside first because he's above 70 years old. Our tour guide finally sorted everything out. He is on his way to here, so we're gonna get into the second gate first and then just gonna take some break, wait until he comes, and yeah, he will just talk a little bit more about the history of this place. We just passed the second gate, so as you can see, here's the Potala Palace. I'm not sure why there's another ticket office, to be honest, but anyways, so as I mentioned, we're just gonna sit over here, wait for our tour guide. Got some bird shit. Alright guys, we finally regrouped with our tour guide. He just gave us a brief introduction of this Potala Palace. So right now we're just gonna keep walking up. This place was initially built 1300 years ago, but then it got burned down 300 years ago. the 5th generation of the Dalai Lama started rebuild the whole thing. So the structure, as you can see today, was actually built 300 years ago by the 5th Dalai Lama. So guys, the tour guide just mentioned that the paint they used to paint the wall here is actually made part of by milk. So yeah, I can smell the milk powder. We are 1/3 way down. Yeah, my grandma is looking pretty good. Don't want to talk too much about the history of the Potala Palace. The tour guide do give us some interesting history or culture, but I don't believe most of them, or I would say it's really hard to testify whether his version of story is true or not. So yeah, let's just keep walking, shall we? Guys, we just get out from the main palace. I'm amazed by the story about Dalai Lama. So Dalai Lama is also a kind of monk, but not all monk can be considered as Dalai Lama. And the current Dalai Lama is 82 years old, so he's the 14th generation. So after he passed away, or reborn, whatever you call it, we will have another 15 jinn. So yeah, it's a sensitive time according to our tour guides. As we just get out of the Potala Palace, so around the palace there are a lot of these spinning cylinders. Presumably, when people walk around this place, you use your hand just to touch these and spin them, and maybe they can give you some fortune. One thing worth mentioning that is, according to our tour guide, so this Potala Palace has already officially turned into a regular museum. So it's not a religious place anymore. There's no religious activity organized by the people inside this palace. So yeah, it's another tourist attraction site. So whenever you come here, just think as that way. Maybe it's a museum, it's better, yeah. Anyways, right now we are heading to another very famous temple, probably the most famous temple in Tibet. I forgot the name, but I will figure out later. So we're going there and take a look, and that's pretty much it for our trip into Tibet. Alright, right behind me is the biggest temple here. It's called Jokhang Temple. So yeah, unfortunately it is blocked by the banners over there, so you can't see it. We still couldn't get in because our tour guide said we're gonna regroup at 5:30. Now it's 5. I don't know, we're just gonna take a break over here, walk around, and then we'll get inside. Looks like our tour guide is already here, so we need to get into this security check and regroup with our tour guide, and he will bought ticket for us. Alright guys, right now we are inside the temple. I think this temple is built around 7th century, so which is also 1300 years ago. That's a pretty long time, right? So once again we're waiting here, waiting for our tour guide. He's going to get some headphones for us so he can talk and we can hear what he is gonna say. But unfortunately, even headphones are all gone. So guys, don't come here during summer holiday or any kind of national holidays. There are just a shit ton of people over here. Partially also because of the pandemic. Most Chinese are not allowed to travel internationally. Alright guys, we just get out of the temple. This temple actually represents the very center of the Tibetan Buddhism. So a lot of Tibetans, they walk to this place, which is pretty amazing, right? Yeah, if you are a Buddhist, probably at some point you might need to come here, right? That's pretty much it. Not gonna talk too much about my take about the Buddhism. Probably will leave a future episode. Try to, not talk too much about my own perspective about certain thing I saw over here. Just try to share my own travel experience. So yeah, that's basically it. Now we are gonna meet one of my grandpa's old friends. have to make an apology, guys, because I don't have much time to film for this trip. Most of the time I have to pay attention to my grandpa, you know.
200多。
200多。
哦，还会继续回去。
Alright guys, that dinner was super wild. That's typical, you know, Chinese dinner when you have some officials, so it is what it is. I think that's the best meal we had, but to be honest, I don't really enjoy the experience because, you know, it's chatting, all relationship connection, right? So yeah, we are gonna get back now, get a taxi. My dad definitely, he drank too much. I feel like I ate too much as well, so. Alright guys, just check out our hotel. I'm still super sleepy. I think I got a little bit hangover, even I didn't drink that much. Anyways, we are leaving now. Right now we are at Lhasa airport, so we got VIP treatment. So as you can see, it's a special guest room, probably for a leader, you know. So we got very thick carpet. You can smoke over here. They got all kind of tea, and here's the airplane. Nobody's over here, guys. And even you are first class guest, you can come here. So we happen to experience this. We don't need to do the checking process by ourselves. We just drop our luggage, give them our ID card, and that's basically it. Guys, we are going into the airplane now. Alright guys, we just landed at Xi'an airport. It took us more than 3 hours to get here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my Lhasa trip and the Qinghai province trip. Thanks for staying tuned, and thanks for all the care and support. So yeah, if you liked the video, hit the like button, and if you want more video coming from me, well, not a promise, but please hit the subscribe button, okay? So yeah, catch you later. Peace.